First class, sweetheart. You must be lost. That's what the pilot said, his words slicing the air before anyone on that plane could even blink. A 16-year-old black girl, alone, with nothing but a debate folder and a once-in-a-lifetime ticket to London, just got her whole world upended before the wheels had even left the tarmac. But what nobody on that flight, least of all that smug captain, knew was this: the girl's father owned the airline, and the storm that arrogant man was about to fly into, let's just say, it wasn't coming from the weather. Amara Washington, just Amara to her friends, a regular kid in a blazer with hair done up in tight braids. Nerves shot from 4 years of waking up at 5 a.m. for debate practice, skipping parties to argue over international trade, you name it, stood at LAX feeling like maybe, just maybe, all the work was about to pay off. This wasn't just any flight. This was the flight. Her parents had pulled strings to book her a first-class seat on Airline Air, their pride written all over the ticket. Her dad's idea of a joke? If you aim for the stars, you better have a comfy seat when you get there. Her mother, a surgeon, got called into the hospital at the last minute, and her father, Robert Washington, CEO of the entire airline, was stuck in New York for meetings. Amara walked through security alone, her heart thumping, hearing her father's voice in her head. Go show him what a Washington can do. And order those warm nuts in first class, kid. Trust me. The Polaris Lounge was a different universe. Leather seats, quiet as a library, the kind of place where nothing bad ever seemed to happen. Amara nursed an orange juice and tried to calm her nerves. When boarding was called, she lined up behind businessmen and luxury watch types, clutching her portfolio. The A380 looked huge, even a little intimidating, but she was ready. Or so she thought. The first-class cabin was pure luxury, private pods, thick blankets, enough space to sprawl. Amara put her bag up, sat down, and tried to remember her opening statement for the debate. She didn't notice the pilot right away, a tall man, silver at the temples, blue eyes cold as glacier melt. His name tag read Davies. He blocked the aisle, eyes narrowed. You must be in the wrong cabin, he said, loud enough for the whole front row to hear. Economy is at the back. A couple of suits looked up, half interested. Amara, feeling the burn of 100 eyes, held her ground. My seat's 2A, sir. Davies snatched her ticket, held it up to the light like it was a fake. This a joke, he scoffed. Where'd you get this? My parents bought it, Amara replied, trying to keep her voice from cracking. She could feel her cheeks burning, the humiliation creeping over her. People like you don't belong here, he snapped, and, with a quick, nasty flourish, ripped her ticket in half, dropping it on her lap. Back of the plane, or security comes. Your choice. For a second, Amara couldn't breathe. She just sat there, numb, hearing only the hum of the engines and the low buzz of passengers gossiping. Tears threatened, but she blinked them away, her anger building. This wasn't just about a seat. This was about being told, to her face, that she wasn't good enough, that all the work, all the dreams, didn't matter because of who she was. Enter Clara, a senior flight attendant. Kind eyes, no nonsense. She stepped between Amara and the captain. Captain Davies, maybe there's been a mistake, she said quietly. Davies didn't budge. No mistake. I know when someone's pulling a stunt. Amara, voice shaking but steady, shot back. You have no right to treat me this way. My name is Amara Washington. My ticket is valid. A passenger in 3B, who'd been watching, spoke up. She's right, Captain. This isn't how you treat people. Davies bristled, but Clara ushered Amara away to the galley, away from the staring, judgmental faces. There, Amara finally let herself feel the sting of what just happened. You don't belong here. The words echoed. Clara, eyes fierce now, checked her tablet, then did a double take. Your booking has a VIP flag. Ultimate priority. Authorization code RW, Prime 0001. She looked at Amara. Who booked this ticket? My father, Amara replied. Robert Washington. Clara's face changed. Everybody at Airline Air knew that name. Stay right here, Clara said, rushing off. Back in the cabin, Davies basked in the glow of his self-righteousness, explaining to an old money guy in 1A that standards must be upheld. That didn't last. The first officer appeared, pale as a ghost. "Captain, you need to come to the cockpit. Now, we just got a call from Mr. Washington's jet." Davies tried to play it cool. "So," Clara stepped in, voice cold as steel. "The girl you just humiliated? That's Robert Washington's daughter." You could see the color drain from the captain's face. And if you've ever seen a man realize he's thrown away his whole career in a single moment, you know what that looks like. Suddenly, the intercom crackled. Robert Washington's voice, calm, cold, authoritative, boomed into the cabin. "Captain Davies, you have 2 minutes to get to the cockpit and explain why you thought it was acceptable to rip up my daughter's ticket. 2 minutes, or I turn this plane around and you answer to me and the board in person." That's the sound of karma, and it was about to come down hard. Davies stumbled to the cockpit, fumbled through an apology that sounded hollow even to him. "I made a mistake, sir. I assumed." "You assumed what?" Washington's voice was a razor. "That a black girl can't have a first-class seat? You call bigotry a lapse in judgment? You just showed me who you really are, Captain, and I don't need men like you flying for my company." The order was swift. Davies is relieved. "First Officer Mark, you're in command. Davies will be escorted from the aircraft upon landing, permanently." Davies, career destroyed in real time, shuffled out of the cockpit, stripped of authority, walked past Amara in the galley. She wasn't crying. She just watched him with a quiet, almost sorrowful disappointment. Clara handed Amara the satellite phone. Her father's voice was gentle. "You okay, princess?" "I am now, Dad. Listen, you go back to your seat. You order every dessert on that menu. And when you land, I'll be waiting in London. I wouldn't miss your debate for the world." Amara, nerves steadied, returned to her pod. She was met with new respect. 3B nodded. Other passengers smiled. The humiliation hadn't beaten her. She'd survived it, stronger than before. The rest of the flight passed in a strange hush. The crew was attentive, almost too attentive. Amara felt the weight of what had happened, but also the pride of her name. At Heathrow, she was the last off, her father waiting at the jet bridge, arms wide. She broke down in his embrace, and for a moment, all the pain washed away. Davies, meanwhile, handed over his ID and wings to Orion Air Security. No drama, just the quiet, devastating finality of a man who'd flown his last flight. Robert Washington made sure he was escorted out, professionally, but with more dignity than he'd shown Amara. No more. His legacy would be the changes coming. Real inclusion, real accountability, a new chapter for Orion Air. Days later, Amara took the championship. Her debate win wasn't just a trophy, it was a statement. She was more than what had been done to her. And Orion Air, under her father's lead, launched sweeping reforms. A new diversity chief, real consequences for prejudice, and a corporate culture rebuilt from the ashes of one man's mistake. Funny, isn't it? Davies thought he could keep someone like Amara out of first class, out of her own story. All he did was make her stronger and trigger a change that will outlast both of them. So here's the real question. Was that karma too harsh? Did the company do enough? Or does justice in the sky look different to you? Tell us what you think in the comments. Because this story, like that flight, is just the beginning. If you believe in standing up for what's right, share this video, drop your thoughts below, and subscribe for more real-life stories where justice finds its altitude.